Hello guys, welcome back. In today's episode we'll be start looking at the Bitcoin on the higher time frame, and then we'll move on to the mid and lower time frames. But before we move on to the lower time frame, we will be recapping from the last videos and the last posts via Twitter account which I shared, and then we'll move on to the Ethereum price actions. However, before we start, as usual, if you guys are learning and enjoying from the contents, do not forget to like the video, and if you are new to the channel, subscribe and activate the bell so you do not miss the accurate market updates. Starting from a weekly time frame, there is not much change. As soon as we lost, as you can see, in the last couple of weeks, the major level was around $36,600, ideally $37,000. And as you can see, we just got rejection week to week from the 36,600 zone. Claiming this under a weekly time frame, it will allow us to go to all the way up to $40,000+. Maybe we're going to test around 41,000 and then 42,000 levels. Having said that, the weekly time frame still under the bull's control. We might see a further consolidation in the market, and that will take another couple of weeks. In order to get a clear picture, we need to look into a lower time frame, a daily time frame. And as you remember, as soon as we broke the primary level at around $60,000, once we got a rejection from lower time frames as well as the mid time frame, that was highly likely that we're going to dump further. However, they're losing the level of 50,000, and that was a clear bear signal under the daily time frame. And as soon as we entered into this area within 40,000 and all the way up to 30,000, as you can see, we are just on the higher time frame as well as the mid time frame. We are in a range. So from the bottom, it's just supporting perfectly. From the up, we have a resistance. There is not much change on the daily time frame, and the daily time frame, as I said, is heavily under the bear's control. Moving on to 4-hour time frame. Before we move on to multiple time frame analysis, I would like to recap from the last posts via Twitter and from the last videos. As you remember, we've got 3 resistance levels above us and 2 support levels. So in the last 1 month, nearly, we had these levels on the 4th of June, and except this resistance number 1, we changed slightly. Other than that, we didn't change none of them. So literally in the last 1 month, we are playing within these resistance and support boxes. The primary level, as soon as we hold the 30,000 level, the primary target was around $35,000, and that was confluence with the, as you can see, from the previous high, you're going to take it from the previous low, that matched the upper line of this support, it matched with our golden zone of 0.5 Fibonacci level. And at the same time, as you can see, 618 played out perfectly and we had a rejection. In my previous videos, our expectation was to reject from here, slight pullback, and as you remember, we had a couple of $100 difference, we start going further up. However, once I saw that we're holding this level via my Twitter account, I updated that highly likely we will go and test this resistance number 1, and this was actually the rejection zone. As you can see, fake out expected rejections, and then a must hold zone depends on a lower time frame. As you can see, we held the lower line of this support number 1, held it week to week, dollar to dollar, and the support worked perfectly fine. However, in order to see that, we have to do multiple time frame analysis. For the market and instant TA updates, you can follow me via Twitter, _magnate. So as you can see, 618 played out perfectly, and then we dumped. That was expectation, 33,500. However, as soon as the lower time frames start giving a bearish signal, that was a level that all the way we're supposed to come to support number 1, the lower line. And at the moment, it's just holding. As you can see, number of candles, 7 bars. 1 day, 4 hours, we are having a battle on the lower line of this support number 1. As soon as we hold this level, we had over 13% spot profit. However, if you shorted right from there, when I updated via Twitter and from the last videos, all the way up to this level, which was 33,500, as I mentioned in my previous videos, you've been already up by 8% nearly spot profit. And you did the maths if you're a leverage trader. Before we move on to multiple time frame analysis, if you want to learn all these technical analysis what I'm showing, and if you want to become an independent professional trader, or you're interested in the institutional trading system, you can message me via Telegram at Magnate8, and one-on-one intense mentorship is available. and it only takes you 5 to 10 hours to master this all. And during the course, you will learn day trading, i.e. scalping, swing, and as well as the long term as an investor trading systems. Moving on to 4-hour time frame. Fake out, breaking the resistance number 2. Since then, 4-hour time frame heavily under the bear's control. That was another fake out, as I said, and this level supposed to hold 42 to 72 hours. Time to time I'm giving the specific time frames in order to make sure once we break the resistance, claim it as a support and stay it, or we have to break the resistance number 1. And as you can see, it didn't happen, and we got rejection right from the lower line of this resistance, as well as before we formed this low, the previous low, which was around $29,000. We had these 3 resistance and 2 support level. As you can see, that was formed in 22nd of June. However, these support resistance lines we draw 4th of June last month. So at the moment, 4-hour is heavily under the bear's control. In order to be bullish, we have to break again 35,000, ideally 35,500, breaking this upper line of this support number 1, which is acting as a resistance at the moment, claiming this support, and then we are good to go towards all the way up to $38,000. However, at the moment, we are consolidating around here. Moving on to 2-hour time frame. This is a consolidation zone under a 2-hour time frame. As you remember in the previous videos, which I talked about the bullish scenario, as soon as we had a battle around here and then broke the level of $35,000, we went the bullish zone. However, rejecting from here after a couple of hours, 2-hour time frame came all the way and broke this support number 1. And since then, 2-hour at around here consolidating nicely. However, this consolidation is at the moment, I can see that it may lead that we may lose a 2-hour time frame for the bears. And if that happens, from here we may go all the way up to 34,500 and then may get rejection. If we're going to get a rejection, then we'll see a further bleeding in the market. In the first place, I will be looking at the 30,000 level. However, this time, as you can see, we tested number of times in the previous days, and then if you remember, we've been following over a month now this higher time frame Fibonacci levels. As you can see, the 382, which was around $27,000. As soon as we're going to get this confirmation under 2-hour time frame, either we have to break it, claim it as a support, then we are good to go towards the 38,000. However, at the moment, 2-hour time frame doesn't look good. Also, 4-hour time frame didn't give us in the last couple of days the bullish signal, and therefore we may go further towards the south. And then the next stop is going to be $27,000 under a higher time frame and multiple time frame Fibonacci levels. And as you can see, I'm keep mentioning that 382 is a mirror image of this 618. If we're going to reverse this Fibonacci, we will get the same level, and that's going to give us 618, exactly the same levels. That's going to be around $27,160. In order to be bullish on the 2-hour time frame, it's slightly early. However, it's consolidating under the bear's territory. Breaking this 35,000, 35,500, claim it as a support, then we are good to go. Otherwise, as I said, on the lower time frame, the first level that we need to watch is going to be around $30,000. Moving on to 1-hour time frame. 1-hour time frame, as you can see, couple of hours, we had a battle at around $35,000. As soon as we lost this level with this current candle, and then we went towards the bear zone. At the moment, 1 hour is heavily under the bear's control. In order to be bullish, we have to break at around $34,500, $35,000, claim it as a support, then we are good to go towards the 36. And this time, by breaking $35,000, highly likely we will get a confirmation on the 2-hour time frame as well as the 4-hour time frame, then we can go $38,000. However, it's slightly early because lower time frame as well as the mid time frames are giving us a bearish signal. And therefore, you need to be careful and you need to play level to level. Moving on to Ethereum. That was an update, today's update via my Twitter account. And as you can see, as soon as we got a rejection from the upper line of this resistance number 1, we had 11% spot profit. And if you're a leverage trader, 5 times would have been 50%, 10 times that would have been giving you 110% profit. If we're going to recap from the last video, as I said, either we're going to get a rejection from the lower line, highly likely we'll get a rejection from the upper line of this resistance, because 4-hour time frame was heavily under the bear's control. That was a kind of fake out. And I also mentioned that in the next 48 to 72 hours, we have to hold this level. As you can see, after we got a rejection from this 2,277, we had a rejection with a $10 difference. We got a rejection from $2,287. So as you can see, once we got rejection, as expected, we came all the way down to the main and important support zone. Also, that matched with our important Fibonacci level that we've been following in the last couple of weeks. So at the moment, this level is holding, 2000 level is holding. However, if we're going to analyze this 4-hour time frame, as soon as we broke right here, the 28th of June, and managed to stay above $2,000, we are consolidating in this region. In order to be bullish on the 4-hour time frame, in the coming 48 to 72 hours, ideally 48 hours, we have to break 2,200 and 2,300 ideally. Then we are good to go towards all the way up to $2,500, $2,600. Otherwise, if we're going to lose this level in the next 48 hours, highly likely the price action will go towards in the first place, we might see $1,700, we might even see $1,550. 4-hour time frame is consolidating nicely around here. Moving on to 2-hour time frame. As soon as we had this bullish candle, 2-hour time frame started giving us a bullish signal. However, breaking the 2000 level, it confirmed it. As you can see, we broke it, retested it with this candle, perfectly retest, and then since then we moved on to the bullish territory. At the moment, 2-hour time frame is under the bull's control. However, if we're going to lose the 2000 level, it may start fainting. And once we're going to lose, as I said, this level, 2-hour time frame might go into the bear's territory. 1-hour time frame. 1-hour time frame, as soon as we broke, as you can see, and the previously acted, this support line acted resistance, rejected couple of hours. Once we broke with this candle, 1-hour time frame started going towards the bullish territory. However, at the moment, as soon as we lost the level of 2,100, 2,200, 1 hour is in the consolidation zone. Breaking the lower line of this resistance, claiming as a support, then we are good to go towards the 2,500 level. However, again, this is extremely important level 2,000. Losing it this time will take us all the way towards the support, this box at around 17 and 1,550 level. So if we're going to recap, in the next 48 to 72 hours, maybe less than that, breaking this resistance, claiming it as a support 2,300, then we are good to go towards the up. If we're going to see a correction or dump from the BTC, then highly likely we will lose this level, and then price action may go all the way towards the next support box. And this was a bullish and bearish scenario for the BTC and Ethereum. We came to an end of this episode, and if you guys enjoyed it, do not forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.